Hammy, what do we have today?
We did it! An actual box!
She's so excited to actually have a box to show you this time. What is it, Lizzie?
It's Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
You can't read?
Yes, but how is it?
It's interesting. It's very interesting. It's a recorded book, so it's an audio book.
Yeah, this is kind of a first for the channel. We've never done audiobook unboxing. But we're both huge... Okay, so let's not lie here. I love Lord of the Rings more than a lot of things. I grew up on the movies. I could never get into the books because the books were so wordy, and I was a dumb kid. But Lord of the Rings, I played all the GameCube games, I owned the GBA games, I played the RTS for the 360.
He has a bow and arrow.
I have a bow and arrow when I was younger.
Just because of it.
I had a Lord of the Rings poster. I think I had at least 2 Lord of the Rings posters in my room.
Yeah, they're still in your room.
Yep, my old room back home. I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. Lizzie is not.
I respect it.
She's gotten better.
I love The Hobbit, but I was introduced by the cartoon version, so everything else is like...
I'm working on indoctrinating her. Eventually, she will be a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
I love fantasy, so it's not that far of a jump, but,
something about it
Something about it.
We watched all the Lord of the Rings extended editions together, and I think she started to like it a little more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah. I think it's going to take probably these audiobooks and some more viewings of the extras from the Blu-rays.
Yeah, and I actually like books usually more than the movies anyway.
And from the time I was a child, when I first got into the first movie, I'd always wanted to... go ahead and start opening some of these up. I had always wanted to read the books, but like I said, as soon as I opened the book and the pretty nice cover was gone, and then the all the crazy ugly print inside. I used to hate print. I used to hate the idea of having to
I have never had cassettes before, so...
But yeah, I've always wanted to get into this series, and the last few months being into manga and having my love of anime disappear because of that. Like, the source material of the story is always the best version of it, in my opinion. So now I finally get to see the source material of one of my favorite movies, favorite series.
Yes. So the only problem is...
Yes?
How do I open this box? You don't have a cassette player.
I don't even have a cassette player, but that's why we're going to have to go out and find one. I actually called my parents, and they said that they have a bunch of cassettes, they have a bunch of cassette players, and they even have a boombox. So next time I go home, I might actually grab that for the...
So yeah, wow, that's tape 7, so there's 12 tapes.
Is that what they said?
Well, it says tape 12 right here, and then that side too, so yeah, 12 tapes, 12 tapes for the whole story.
What is the box? The box actually tells you how much there are in the total package. Go ahead and look at the box.
Okay,
that
the
one.
box?
Yeah.
Go ahead and... What is that?
I think it's like right here. Hold on a second. Yep. 33 cassettes, 52 hours.
At $89.99.
That's not what we paid for it, though, was it?
No.
What did we pay for it?
$5?
I think just about. Yeah, $5, no, nothing else.
And everybody says this is the special audio one?
Oh, you mean the unabridged. So yeah, so in audiobooks, there's the abridged version, and then there's the audiobooks, or the unabridged. Yeah. The abridged includes all the original text being read by the person that's reading it. The abridged is the opposite of that. The abridged leaves some passages out in order to shorten it and be more digestible to a casual listener.
Oh, no,
but the unabridged is the entire book read in its entirety.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got lucky to find this. The artwork's so cool. I was telling Lizzie, it's been so long since I've seen anything Lord of the Rings that wasn't, plastered with the movie art and the movie poster art.
Yeah. It's
nice to actually see, this is what Lord of the Rings used to be to a lot of people. Just these kind of old, dark fantasy covers. 2 Towers. There's Aragorn and Return of the King.
Yes, he's getting them because he doesn't want to actually read.
I don't want to actually read them, man. Maybe today, having, become more of a fan of manga and stuff, maybe I'd have a little bit better of a time trying to tackle these books, but already having listened online to a couple of the, the first chapter, of Fellowship of the Ring,
Yeah.
I can tell the abridged version or the audiobooks is definitely something special.
Yeah.
It's if you're a fan of the movies, it's definitely worth getting the audiobooks if you can. I've always had a really hard time justifying the $40 price tag though.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying that everyone can go out and find this whole set for $5, but if you can find it for cheaper, do it. But yeah, definitely worth owning if you can.
Yeah.
Anything else you have to say about this one, Lizzie? I mean, that's a lot of cassettes. I think in one day I have now bought more cassettes. Than I had ever owned as a child, even because when I was a kid, it was all CDs.
Yeah. No, I remember when I was little, I had a little cassette player, and I had like a tape or two that I would listen to once or twice. But books on CD, I had a lot of those. We'd go to the library and listen to them on long drives, or just like...
Yes, I was thinking, I wish we had a long drive that we could do soon to listen to all these, but since we don't, probably just, while I'm working out or something.
You're gonna listen to it while you work out?
Yeah.
You're like, Lord of the Rings, I'm so pumped.
Hey, every so often I'll listen to the soundtracks for Lord of the Rings to get pumped.
Well, the soundtrack, yes, but the actual somebody reading to you?
Yeah.
I would be like, oh no, this is supposed to be for like relaxing and just hanging out.
Well, you can listen to them how you want to listen to them. This is how I'm going to do it.
Sure. You go for it.
Alright, well that was Lord of the Rings, the cassettes unboxing, 52 hours, 33 cassettes.
And Lizzie's clumsy hands.
And all for $5. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.